the naughty children. And what I found was that the children who were deemed as naughty were not necessarily being treated equally in terms of their education, which means that yes, they go to school, they all look the same, they're in the same uniform. But because of their behaviour, they are treated differently. Now, as you can see, I am a black female. And I, throughout my life, have had to deal with people treating me less than what they should. Now, as a child, as an 11-year-old child, I was a victim of sexual abuse. I was also a victim of bullying at school. And one of the things that my mother taught me before she died when I was 11 is that no one can treat you any less than who you are unless you allow it to be so. So this is something that I take into the schools with me every day when I am mentoring and I am helping these young people who don't feel that they are equal because they may have ADHD, they may have something going on at home. Now, I just want to leave a little story with you of an incident that happened which made me change my thinking. It made me change the course of my life. And I was a student at the time, and I was bullied by a boy. I was the smallest person in the school, and I'm still quite a small person, hence the heels. But what happened to me was this. Because I looked different, because I spoke differently, I presented differently, my hair was jacked up, it wasn't straight, it was kinky and curly. These young people came in and bullied me, and they made me feel so small. And as I felt small, I grew smaller and smaller and smaller. And some of our students today are feeling the same way. And this happens not only by their peers, but by their teachers. I know that there are teachers in here, and I'm not pointing the finger at you directly, but this does go on. And so there was nowhere for me to run to, no one for me to explain that this was happening to me, or why was this happening to me, or what was I supposed to do. But anyway, these young boys, they kept on and they kept on, and they used to taunt me around the school. Now, as I mentioned before, my mother had passed away, so I was also grieving at the time. And I felt very much alone, like some of our students today. They may not have the same situation around them, but they feel alone and they feel isolated. Mum and Dad may not understand the life that goes on in schools, because school life and home life is two different things. It's a completely different world in the schools. So these boys and girls would constantly taunt me and taunt me and taunt me, until one day, one boy in particular, and he was so much bigger than me, but he kept on and on and on and on and on, till it almost felt like my hand became disconnected from my body, from my brain. And this hand took a life force of its own. And as he was taunting and making me feel so small, making me feel less than who I was supposed to be, this hand became a fist. And as this hand was swinging down here, and he taunted me and taunted me and taunted me, this fist rose up and connected with his jaw. And as he started to fall backwards, he looked at me with a confused look. And I looked at him with a confused look, because I didn't actually realise that it was me that punched him to the ground. Now, I do not advocate violence at all. At all. But what I'm telling you is, I was pushed into a corner. I felt that there was no way out. And so my hand was the way out. Now, I look at that situation, and I look at the situation and I see in schools today. And I work in schools. I've worked in many different schools. Now I am located in one. It really isn't okay. Sexual violence happens amongst peers. It just doesn't happen it happens in families, with siblings. It also happens in schools. Now, equality is something that I am quite passionate about. And for me, it all comes under the bracket of equality, and feeling as if you belong, feeling as if, and knowing that you have an equal right to be where you are. As I said, and as you can see, I am a black woman. So in terms of feeling or having racist remarks, I've grown with it all my life. And I know that many of you have had issues yourselves within this room. But I believe that education is the foundation, that we, the voice, us, every single one of us sitting in this room, has a voice to start speaking and turning this thing around. As my learning panel members here, all different things regarding equality, regarding feminism. We are a voice. When your voice stands with my voice, that voice becomes energy. That energy then becomes an echo, and that echo transcends. And once the echo transcends with the words that we are equal and that we have equal rights and our children are supposed to feel like that, then we will then move forward even further, because we have come a long way since I was at school, which I know that I may seem quite young to you. I may seem quite young to you, but I kid you not, I have 31-year-old, two, should I say, sons, so I'm not as young as I appear. Wow. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So I say that to say, things have changed and will continue to change, but the only way it will change is if we all come together and we become one voice and we take it to as far and be as fearless as possible to make this world a better place. Now, my motto is, be bold, be fearless, be authentic, but most of all, be you. I'm Yvonne Michèle, thank you very much.